Oh, hey there. What's that? It's time for this week's BNN. Let's go. What's up, Barracudas? This is BNN for the week of April 27th, 2020. Alright, Barracudas, it's time for this week's weather forecast. Here to help me out is Batman Black Panther. On Monday, it's going to be 78 for a high and a low of 55 because it's
sunny.
On Tuesday, it's going to remain
Sunny.
because we're going to have a high of 84 and a low of 55. On Wednesday, we have a change in store. It's going to be
Cloudy.
with a high of 73 and a low of 53. And on Thursday, something returns. The sun. It's going to be
Sunny.
with a high of 75 and a low of 49. And finally, on Friday, it's going to be 73, a high of 73 with a low of 48 because it's
Sunny.
Have a great week, Barracudas.
Yeah.
Now it's time for this week's Bagby Bravos. Eli, in Miss Cummings' class, was caught being responsible by completing his classwork. He has been looking at the weekly schedule and marking off tasks as he completes them, and trying hard to stick to his family's daily routine of starting school right after eating breakfast. Also, he's been making an extra effort to try on his writing assignments. Marcus, in Miss London's class, was caught by his parents being responsible. He has worked to create an agenda each day for his assignments so that he will stay on task and not miss any work. Each morning he gets up and creates it before the start of his day. He has also been working on his book commercial each day without being reminded and without any complaints. Charlie, from Miss Stevenson's class, was caught being responsible with his schoolwork this week and taken the initiative to start himself on multiple days. Way to go, Charlie. In room 8, Isaiah was caught by Miss Nicole being responsible by turning off the TV on his own as they got ready for their classroom check-in. Way to go, Isaiah. Tamara, from Miss Sullivan's class, was caught being responsible by her parents. In addition to being on top of her daily schoolwork, Tamara has been up and about for reading a book or two each day and has been documenting those in her writing. She likes to help out with daily work that comes up in both the family garden and or the kitchen. She's been doing a great job taking turns with her brother on their shared devices and has been motivated and is keeping a positive attitude during this period of time. Olivia, in Miss Smith's class, was caught being responsible for consistently completing her work over the past 2 weeks, with very few reminders needed. She has also done great with her chores and helping out around the house. Leah, in Miss Sullivan's class, was caught being responsible for continuing to improve on doing her schoolwork on her own while still knocking out her chores around the house. Keep up the good work, girls. Miss Smith would like to recognize her whole class for having 97% participation in Google Meet meetings this week. They've been attentive during the meetings and participate by asking and answering questions. Miss Smith is so proud of how hard you guys are all working on your learning. Keep it up. Miss Sullivan would like to recognize Melvin for winning this week's weekly art and writing contest, and Tamara for waiting her turn and being respectful during office hours on Thursday. Noah, in Miss London's class, was caught being responsible, not only doing his classwork, but also helping out his younger brother with some of the tougher problems, and helping mom and dad around the house. Jonah, in Miss Sullivan's class, was caught being responsible, finishing all of his weekly packet on time, while also helping mom and dad around the house. Keep it up, gentlemen. Summer, from Miss London's class, was caught being kind when she helped her friends set up Google Classroom and solve her computer problems. She has also been responsible when she does her work every day and practices her instrument daily. Summer has also been extremely kind by making breakfast for her family, helping her mom cook dinner, and helping her little sister with her homework and piano practice. Sydney from Miss Rowe's class was caught being responsible when she finished her homework each day, tried her best in writing and math, practiced her piano daily, and helped with chores around the house. Keep up the great work, ladies. Vera from Miss Rowe's class was caught by her parents being responsible and kind to her sister. Vera called her sister to join her and they did yoga together after she had finished all of her reading and writing work. Mila in Miss Montez's first grade class was caught by her mom for being responsible and kind by setting up the table for the school day with all of her supplies and her sisters without being asked. Aaliyah in Miss Jensen's TK class was caught by her mom being responsible. She cleaned and organized the laundry room shoe rack without being asked and helped clean up the kitchen after dinner. Christopher from Miss Ma's class was caught being kind by his mom and dad. Christopher's sister, Kate, just turned 13 years old on Saturday. Happy belated birthday, Kate. Christopher helped put up birthday banners outside and wrote happy birthday messages using sidewalk chalk. Also, he helped keep the big surprise of a safe and socially distanced happy birthday drive-by parade with SJPD squad cars included a total secret. We are so proud of Christopher for being such a loving and kind brother. In other news, Jaden from Miss Self's class was awarded 2 art prizes from the Santa Clara County of Education for his submissions, Reading with My Best Friend and Bottle for Life. Congratulations, Jaden. What's up, Barracudas? Have a special guest here
My name is Kai.
to help us out with this week's joke, which was submitted by Subi and Niara. Subi and Niara ask, why does a snake make hissing sounds and flick his tongue? Because he ate spicy food. All right, Barracudas, as promised, this week I'm going to be introducing you to the final student from Miss Greer's second grade class, Sophia Valdez, future Prez. Sophia was a baby who got things done, helping her family before she turned 1. She and Abuelo went out every week to help elderly friends around Blue River Creek who couldn't get out and about on their own and with no place to gather were stuck home alone. Raking the leaves, taking pets for a walk, or just dropping by for a treat and a talk, Sophia Valdez did as much as she could for her family and friends and her whole neighborhood. A dreamer, a doer, a real-life go-getter. Most people like good, but Sophia liked better. Each morning, Abuelo walked Sophie to class. They walked home again along Blue River Pass, making plans, munching cookies, Abuelo and girl. Except for that Tuesday, when Pup saw the squirrel. With a howl, Pup took off, racing all through the town, over, under, beneath, and all around. Sophia scrambled to try to keep up with the hollering man and the bellowing Pup. Up the squirrel ran to the top of a hill made of leftover junk for the local landfill. They reached the tip-top of that mountain of trash, which jiggled and broke with an ear-splitting crash. Down they all tumbled and hit with a thud on a moldy old pumpkin surrounded by mud. "Ouch!" cried Abuelo. He struggled to stand. "A dangerous mess," he said, grasping her hand. Looks like he's hurt. The next day, Sophia walked to school solo, but it wasn't the same without her abuelo. This is not right, declared young Sophia, who glared at Mount Trashmore and got an idea. The very next morning, at dawn, she planted a sign at the front of the lawn. She stood back and smiled, and Pup gave a bark. Get rid of Mount Trashmore. Let's build a new park. Each of her neighbors had something to say about benches and fountains and places to play, meeting spots, gardens, a basket of bees, a rubber duck pond, and a kiosk for cheese. She drew every thought on her map of the park, which was perfectly perfect by a quarter till dark. She drifted to sleep in her soft, cozy bed. Then, bam! She woke up when a thought smacked her in the head. Her heart skipped a beat as she realized each one of her neighbors had said, "Let me know when it's done." They all thought Sophia could build it alone, but how could one girl do so much on her own? The weight of that thought made her tender heart ache as night thundered, growled, and she laid wide awake. Then dawn brought a storm, and then gloomy sky wept, and the heartsick Sophia finally slept. Abuelo baked cookies when Sophie got up. He gave her a bagful and sneaked one to Pup. He blinked back a tear as he hugged Sophia. "For courage," he whispered. "Te amo, mi vida." Sophia's knees wobbled. She felt weak inside. She looked at his ankle and quite nearly cried. Though she didn't feel brave or courageous at all, Sophia Valdez went to face City Hall. City Hall is where the mayor and other people who are elected by your parents to make decisions for all of us. So she's off there to hopefully see if she can do something about this park that she wants to create for her neighbors. There she is, about to walk up the tall stairs of City Hall. Looks kind of scary. The mayor's office sent her to room 401, the Blue River Creek Department of Fun, which sent her downstairs to room 302, the office of duck ponds and cool things to do, to the office of monkeys, the Department of Cheese, the division of fountains, and meetings and bees. Then down to the basement, so musty and cramped, where all the town's papers were sorted and stamped. And that's where the clerk said what no one else did. "You can't build a new park. You're only a kid." The word smacked Sophia deep down in her heart. Her plan was kibosh before it could start. "I think," said Sophia, "I think that law's wrong." But her second grade voice didn't sound very strong. The clerk said, "Clearly, it cannot be done. Do you have any questions?" Sophia said, "One. If you were me, and if I was you, and he was your grandpa, what would you do?" Well, said the clerk. Then she said nothing at all. She thought, and then she sent out a call to every employee throughout City Hall. The entire government of Blue River Creek crammed into the office to hear Sophie speak. But her words jumbled up and her cheeks turned bright red as a dozen emotions rushed into her head. Her heart beat so loudly she thought it would crack. The crowd leaned in closer. Sophia leaned back. Then her arm brushed the edge of the old cookie sack. And that was the moment when Sophia first knew being brave means doing the thing you must do, though your heart cracks with fear, though you're just in grade 2. She took a deep breath, looked the mayor in the eye, and though her knees wobbled, she held her head high. Sophia started talking. She spelled out her plan, and why it all mattered and how it began. And once she got rolling, she had lots to say about meeting spots, monkeys, and places to play, and other ideas for things they could do to help the town elders and other folks too. She had thoughts on the library, thoughts on the zoo, and perhaps a way to combine the two. And... "All right," cried the mayor. "Go! Start a petition. If the town wants a new park, we'll form a commission." And so young Sophia got right to work with some help from her family and Pup. And the clerk. She changed the clerk's mind. Looks like a bunch of people from Miss Lilla Greer's class are joining her to try to get this park going. I see Miss Rosie Revere. Looks like Miss Ada Twist Scientist. I think Mr. Iggy Peck, Architect, might have some good ideas about how to design a park. The others joined in, not all, but a few, like Miss Lilla Greer and the kids in grade 2. There were hearings and surveys and taxes to figure, then bulldozers, cranes, and a blue, bigger digger. They all built that park. That's how it got done, with the hard work of, by, and for everyone. But it began with the dream of one person, just one, who laced up her shoes and then led the way to help Blue River Creek get a new place to play. Now every evening till long after dark, the town comes together at Citizens Park. They all hold this truth to be self-evident, that Sophia Valdez could grow up to be president. Until then, Sophia, that real-life go-getter, helps Blue River Creek get better and better. I hope you enjoyed this story. Hopefully it encourages you that even if you're only in TK, kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 5th grade, that you can make a difference in your community. And now it's time for a special feature brought to you by the Bagby Staff, produced by Miss Margaret Mott. There are so many things you want to know.
So many ways you want to grow.
There are so many things you want to be.
So many milestones you want to see.
You will get there if you never forget.
The superpower of the word yet.
When you first tried to talk, you were hard to understand.
When you first tried to eat, you needed a hand.
When you first tried to walk, you fell and fell.
When you first tried to run, it didn't go well.
But your baby self knew something we often forget.
The superpower of the word yet.
Somehow you knew that if you kept trying,
your chance of success would keep multiplying.
The same is true for every risk that you take.
You just have to learn from every mistake.
Where you put your effort, the goal will be met.
As long as you remember the superpower of yet.
Your teachers have found this lesson to be true.
In all the journeys we've been through.
I haven't learned how to garden yet, but I'm going to keep trying.
I haven't learned how to cook yet.
I haven't learned how to ski yet.
I haven't learned how to time travel yet.
We still haven't finished our 1,000-piece puzzle.
Yet.
I haven't learned how to crochet yet.
I haven't learned how to sing jingles on the radio yet. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz, oh, what a relief it is.
I haven't learned how to juggle yet.
Oh. I don't know how to TikTok yet.
I don't know how to floss yet. I'm doing it!
I haven't learned how to be a news anchor yet. That's all for BNN. Have a great week. We'll see you all next Monday. Choose kind, Barracudas.